I'm like both my wrists hurt. I'm limping on the one ankle. I'm like, should I start acting my age?
No, that is
Steve Buscemi over here.
When you said that, I was like, I hope you never start acting your age, because that is like the most endearing thing about you. You're like almost 50 and you're like, you get into a new hobby and you're like, I'm fucking in, both feet jumping in, I'm flying around, I'm skateboarding. I remember back to the lawn care thing. That was like you just, the woodworking, that was a long time ago. Probably even that was before your YouTube.
It was. Yeah. I had a website.
Did you get good? Like
at woodworking?
What could you make? Or what did you make, I guess?
I enjoyed bigger things, and like the prestige in woodworking, like the way to be beyond just average was to do like the Neanderthal stuff. So I got good with a hand plane. I'd hand cut dovetails with like a saw, and I made things. I made end tables. I made beds, like the headboards and the bottoms and the footboards. Tables are super easy. You can bang those out kind of quickly. I guess that's it. I made a sleigh bed, which was pretty badass.
I always imagine like being really into woodworking, you're probably not really into like the staining and finishing part, or maybe you, because like I feel like you'd like build the whole thing and be like, okay, now there's a chore that I have to do.
So a little mixed up. The prepping for the staining, which is like, it's the sanding basically, is a chore. You do all the cool stuff. All your like feeling of accomplishment is this thing is starting to assemble. You don't get that in sanding. Instead, you get like emphysema and really small amounts of progress. Like it's a little smoother now than before. And but if you don't do it well, then your laziness shows up during the staining. And the staining is not a ton of work, but it reveals like, it converts what's kind of a plain wood thing to a piece, you know, the finished product.
Do you have anything in your house now that you built?
In the guest? Yeah. We've got a table that I made for kids that now the George Foremans use. I have the bed in the guest house I made. The end tables in the master bedroom are mine. I don't know. There's stuff around.
That's awesome. Like that's one of those like intensive hobbies that like I'll look into stuff like that. Like I'll watch people like blacksmith or woodwork and be like, okay, this is far beyond my ability. I need to find a hobby that's a little more my style. And archery's been fucking awesome. I've been shooting that bow every day a ton. I bought a 3D turkey to put in my backyard. I've been shooting at that. I'm loving it. And with 30-pound draw, like I think I shot it. I have a dozen arrows, 2 broke. I think I shot about 400 arrows in a day, like just over and over trying to get better at it. Like in between, like
was 12 the right amount of arrows, or do you wish you had like 20 so that you didn't have to retrieve?
Yeah, I already ordered more. I wish I had a lot more arrows, but the guy at the store tried to sell me like 3 off the start, and it was like, dude, you're losing yourself money right now. Like, tell me to buy 100 and I would have. But like,
I hear 3. I'm like, what is this, a cardio program? I'm into archery now. Not hiking.
Like already, like my sunroom, which obviously walks out to my backyard, has 3 archery targets, a couple bows, like, and I already I got different what are they called, tabs that you use like around your hand when you're pulling. And that was just because the guy at the archery store, I was like, should I buy a glove or tabs? And he was like, definitely tabs. It's a much easier release. And it was 100% right. I ordered a glove off Amazon before he had told me that. I got the glove today, and it's way too small. They said to buy like a size smaller than your like normal gloves. And so it fucking sucks. My hand barely fits in there, so I'll probably return it. It is like such a fun little hobby that I'm into now. Like in the middle of the day now, just, I don't have a meeting again until 1. I've sent out all my feelers, everything I need to do for whatever work I'm doing that day. I'm going to go shoot a couple quivers of art. Not like I'm wearing a quiver. I'm in my backyard, so I just put it all on my the table by my grill, and I just shoot from there. But it's like a fun, satisfying feeling when you hear like that, like when it hits right where you're aiming. It's awesome. I'm really enjoying archery so far.
Are there reactive targets in archery?
I don't know what react. Oh,
So on guns, you could like shoot a tree and the target like flips to the other side. You've seen them like the dueling.
yeah, I've never used one of those with a gun even, but
I've lost several times. I've never won.
Yeah, I don't think I have a badger bag that like makes a nice satisfying thunk when I hit it. I have this foam one that doesn't really make a sound, but even after shooting at the bag for the week or two I've been doing this a lot, the holes don't go away, obviously. Like when you pull out of this bag and it's already fucking peppered and destroyed the entire thing. Whereas the foam one, it doesn't give you that satisfying thunk, but like you could barely tell I've shot that thing. Like,
you'd think there'd be like a sandbag that the holes do go away.
Yeah, I don't know. I just bought that one, and then the turkey thing I have. I'm so glad I went with a 30-pound draw because it's almost going through the turkey at like 15, 20 yards. And if I had the 50-pound draw, which I did buy 55-pound limbs to try a new thing. But like even after that, I'm like, I don't think I could shoot this in my yard. Like this would blast through my I have a back fence, like a big privacy fence, and even with the 30 pounds, I missed the target the other day, and it buried like an inch past, like it went through the fence about an inch.
Was the arrow damaged?
No. Ironically, the arrow wasn't damaged, or from what I can tell, it wasn't. But I also go to the archery subreddit, and people will post post
stresses or something.
Yeah, like people will post pictures of an arrow that has like the tiniest little crack, and they'll be like, "Do not shoot that! Do not shoot it!" And it's like I don't want to get this into it, like but I also don't want it to.
That wouldn't matter from
your
your bow.
face.
They're worried arrows are going to explode.
Yeah, but a 30-pound draw, which is only like 35 at 30-inch draw, it's hopefully not going to shatter anything.
So have you tried the 55-pound draw yet?
It hasn't arrived yet.
Oh, I thought you said you had it.
Yeah, I have it, or I ordered it.
Okay,
but it hasn't arrived yet, and so I'm excited to try that out. I don't think I'll do it in my yard. I have a couple friends who have like farms and big properties, and so I'll go out there to fuck with it because I don't want to blast an arrow right through my fence.
I want you to do it like Lord of the Rings style to see how far it'll go.
Just towards the road. Just
yeah. I mean, but if you go, would you be able to find it again? You'd be able.
Oh no! Like if I just like shot like way up in the air. That shit'll go a long way. I probably won't be able to find it.
Like after harvest, maybe.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you could put one of those little trackers on it with an app on your phone, and
just like find a sod farm, shoot that thing as far as it'll go.
That would be fun. Like pretending to be at Helm's Deep.
Yes,
and I'm defending the castle against the Uruk-hai. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You could shoot a couple in a row and have more than one arrow in the air.
I like, when like you become internally embarrassed by your own thoughts. Like I'll be like out there like shooting, and I'll be like, I'm like fucking Legolas, and then like and then my own subconscious will be like, that is so gay, dude. Like, stop doing that. But I don't want to. It feels good. It's fun. But yeah, it's a really fun little hobby.
Man, if you like doing it, just fucking keep doing the Lord of the Rings, role playing and stuff. Because
I'm not going to stop archery because people are making fun of me. I play Magic the Gathering. That has tempered my soul to mockery.
Please, I really want you to have a bow and arrow based Halloween costume this year.
Oh yeah, and I like
Legolas would be fantastic.
That would be cool.
Ordered.
Yeah,
Halloween is like 3 weeks away. Order.
I'm just the fattest Legolas in the land.
People
long
would love it.
Blonde hair, just vastly
Please
overweight.
do it.
I really like Robin Hood.
Bearded.
Yeah, Robin Hood could work.
Ooh, in tights though.
Oh, like Robin Hooding. Apparently, it's like an archery term. Like, oh, you Robin Hooded an arrow. Like it's not even uncommon. And like these real archers, I don't know why I put quotes. They are better archers than me. I fucking suck. But they'll be like, I always try to not do the Robin Hood. The first 2 dozen times, it's a little cool. But after that, you just start to get mad about the lost money and arrows. And it's like, this is not a problem I'm gonna have of accidentally being so accurate that I hit the same arrow. No chance. Yeah, it's a bunch of fun. Kyle, I saw that bow that you linked me, the one that's like $1,700, or no, it was like $1,100 maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna pull the trigger and get it?
It'll probably be that one if I get a bow, yeah. Because I like that it's the fastest one, and that's literally all I'm going on. So that's good enough.
Like FPS?
Yeah, it's like 362 feet per second or something like that. That's really fucking fast for a bow.
I want to hear that in an arrow. Like, I don't even know. It has to make a... I don't know. Zoom.
Wait, what sound does it make?
I'm going to put some...
Kyle knows.
No. The sound that you want to hear.
It goes...
What does an arrow sound like at 300 feet per second?
I'd like to put some of those, those things that they put on the hood of cars to make the like whistle, so it scares deer away. I want some of those, but on my arrow, so it just screams every time you fire it.
Maybe you'll train deer to dislike them.
Advanced hunting. I want them to have a 0.6 second where they know they're going to die.
They can hear it. They can't react quite fast enough, but like you can see the slow motion. Like when he releases the bow, it makes that ka-thunk, and you'll see in slow motion the deer will start reacting. It'll start like getting low on its haunches or whatever to like take off, but like it's not nearly fast enough to dodge an arrow.
That one that you have, you don't even pull it back with fingers, right? Like you have a little switch that
you got to release. Yeah, it's like
release.
It straps to your wrist, and then you're holding on. There's a lot of different designs, but you're holding on to a thing, and it's essentially giving you a rifle trigger on a thing that
probably makes you 1,000,000 times more accurate. Like having to fiddle fuck with your fingers, because that's something I'm having trouble with. Is like I'm watching these with the recurve, like these videos instructing it, and they're like, don't release it, just create back tension and push forward, and then just relax your hand. But it's so unnatural to like relax when you're holding something, because like you get halfway into relaxing and now it's just being held a knuckle up. And it's very, I don't know, it's hard. And I watched the video. You want to keep your pupil directly under it, because otherwise if you're like too far to the left pulling like that, it's not going to shoot straight. But then I put my pupil behind where it's being pulled, and I can't see any fucking thing because I'm looking through the bow. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to figure out aiming correctly. It's tough.
Yeah, it's a lot easier with a compound because you've got like a rifle trigger. You're pulling. That's really.
And you have a sight.
And you have a sight. Yeah, you've got a peephole in the back, and you've got a nice bright little pin in the front. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a fun little hobby. I'm enjoying it. If I ever wanted to hunt with it, I would definitely learn how to do a recurve bow. But I imagine a recurve bow with a fucking release would be so intuitive after like learning the muscle memory of how to draw a recurve.
Yeah, I don't know. I've shot both, but 95% of my time was on compound bows. I kind of got the recurve bow just to goof around.
I mean, that's what I'm doing, goofing. And I was telling you in the text, like I was imagining myself when I was first shooting, like missing the target by huge amounts. Like it really is a pretty intuitive, like draw and shoot thing. Like even though I'm a fucking bad archer, like I'm still hitting the target pretty much every time. Like it's only 20 yards away at most, but